Hey everybody! I just wanted to do a quick video because we just took a trip in our Argosy and I thought it would be a good idea to encourage those of you who aren't in a position where you can completely remodel your Airstream, and I want to let you know that you can still use it, and I'm going to give you some reasons why. Oh, that's pretty. I like that tile. We've all been guilty of the Pinterest game, right? You get in there and you start looking at pictures of renovated Airstreams and you get really jealous and you wish that your camper could look like that. But guess what? That's not everybody's reality. So when we started looking for our next Airstream, we knew we wanted something that was in pretty good original condition because we wanted to be able to travel. And that's the whole point of having these campers, right? Is that we want to be able to travel. I look through Instagram and I see all these gorgeous photos of people visiting the Badlands and Zion and the Grand Canyon and these different places, Joshua Tree, and I just kept thinking, oh, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to go there. And so when we started looking for our next Airstream, it hit me that we need something that we can just go ahead and use the way it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be Pinterest worthy or Instagram ready. It can just be something that we can enjoy traveling in and enjoy as a family without having to spend a bunch of money right up front after already having to purchase the trailer. So here's a few reasons I think you should go ahead and just take out your camper the way it is. Number one, it's a lot cheaper. As you know, if you've seen our other videos, we spent a lot of money renovating Penelope. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into it as well, but it is very expensive, especially if you have to start buying things like refrigerators, air conditioners, hot waters, toilets, flooring, paint, things like that can add up pretty quickly. So for some people, all they can afford is to buy the camper. They don't have the money to be able to go out and start renovating it just so that it looks nicer. And we decided when we bought our second Airstream that we were going to spend just a little bit more money and buy something that we could travel in its current condition so that we didn't have so much expense up front and we can remodel it slowly over time. There's no reason to have to gut a perfectly good camper right off the bat. Number two, these Airstreams were built incredibly well. They function really, really well. The overhead storage works so well. It is very functional. And you know what? Do I love the brown color? I'm not in love with the brown color, but I love that I have storage and it's already here and it opens and closes and it travels well. Remember, these people that build Airstreams obviously know a lot more than the average person like me or you about what works well when you're traveling, driving down the road, what's lightweight, what materials to use. And I remember when we started renovating Penelope, we really struggled with which type of wood do we use and how are we going to keep this door closed so that when we're driving down a bumpy road it's not just popping open. And so if you have a camper that does already have some of its components intact that function well, I really recommend saving them because you'll find out that a lot of them actually work better than what you're probably going to build and replace in it anyway. Number three, it gets you traveling faster, right? Isn't that the goal, that we all want to be able to go to all these beautiful places and see all these gorgeous parks and visit family and friends whenever we want to? Well, if you're buying something that you're gutting and you tear it out, I'm promising you right now, it will take you 6 months to 2 to 3 years to completely renovate it and have it road ready again. We learned that the hard way with our first remodel, and my husband and I have over 30 years of construction experience. So if you want to get out on the open road, which we all do, that's why we bought an RV in the first place, I really recommend finding something that you can go ahead and travel in its current condition, even if it's not as pretty or quite as functional as you'd like it to be. Another advantage of this is while you're traveling, you start to learn what you do and don't want to change about the space. Every time we take our Argosy on a trip, we like to talk about, oh, we would do this kind of shelving by the refrigerator, or we really need a better pantry system, or there's not enough hanging racks in the closet in the bathroom. And it's helping us slowly develop the ideas for what we want to do when we do finally remodel it. Number four, it's less wasteful, right? How many of us have gutted our Airstreams that probably didn't necessarily need it? These cabinets are in great condition. They don't need to be thrown away. And like I said, I don't love the brown color, but there are techniques for painting these and restoring them. Or you can just embrace the fact that this is a vintage camper, so why not have it look vintage on the inside as well? To me, anytime that you're throwing away almost a dumpster load worth of stuff that worked just fine, you're wasting material. You have to buy new material. Obviously, there's packaging with new materials, there's cardboard, there's all kinds of things. So you just create this big cycle of waste. So if you have components in your Airstream that you can save and reuse, even if it's just temporary, I highly recommend it. And the last reason I think you should just go ahead and travel in your camper, even if it isn't perfect, is who cares? The whole point is that you're supposed to be out having fun with your friends and family, making memories, enjoying time with your kids if you have them, and exploring all the things that our country and the North American continent in general have to offer us. And so the faster that you can just pack up and go and make notes of things you want to change along the way, the more fun you're going to have and the more enjoyable your experience is going to be overall. And to be honest with you, most people have loved seeing our campers in original condition. Of course, they're gorgeous when they're completely renovated, but they're also pretty cool and nostalgic in their original state as well. I'm going to show you just a few other things that I think Airstream did really, really well that are hard to replicate on your own, so that you can have a better idea if you're trying to decide, should we renovate or should we go ahead and use the camper as is, and you can get a sense of what the original stuff actually functions like to see if you want to just go ahead and keep it and use it for a while. So let me show you. So we already talked about the overhead tambour doors and storage, but another really nice thing about the original Airstream is these closet doors. They're very sturdy, but yet very lightweight. They close and they latch, so that when you're driving down the road, you're not having issues with having to figure out how to keep the doors shut. Another good example is the sink. It's very hard to remake these sinks. You have to come up with something that's still going to be lightweight, that's going to look nice, that's going to fit the round shape. And these are very easy to repaint and refinish. I'm going to be doing a tutorial soon on how to use the marine paint to refinish these. You might have to replace the faucet like I did here, and I'm going to replace the drain as well. But this sink is perfectly good function, and it's lightweight, and it fits in the space perfectly. So to me, there's no reason to take this out. Another thing that's super frustrating to have to recreate is the bed. This takes 2 seconds, it works, and you're ready to go. I guess my main reason for making this video is just to encourage you guys to embrace your camper in its current condition, get out and travel in it, make what it already has in it work, change out the things that you absolutely hate or don't function anymore, and worry about remodeling it later. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to impress everybody on Instagram and Pinterest. It's not about getting likes and more views on our pages. It really should just be about us making memories with our family and having a good time.